Data is showing that African Americans here in Central Ohio are being hospitalized at a much higher rate than other races who have coronavirus.
Now the city of Columbus is digging into the racial disparities the pandemic has highlighted throughout black communities. With more on that story, here's NBC4's Sean Lanier.
Mayor Andrew Ginther says it would be reckless to not acknowledge and address the racial disparities that COVID-19 has highlighted. He and other city officials say that this has been centuries of institutional racism that led us to this point.
The bottom line here is racism and health disparities are a public health crisis, and one that has become even more apparent during this unprecedented pandemic.
The city of Columbus wants to acknowledge that African Americans have faced racism that has shaped their lives and health, such as living in small, tight-knit communities that lack sidewalks, which doesn't promote healthy living, food deserts, which prevents access to fresh produce, and limited access to health care. Dr. Myshika Roberts says here in Central Ohio, 13% of African Americans are uninsured, compared to 6% of white Americans.
If you don't know the data, if you don't know what you're seeing, then you don't know how to intervene.
African Americans in Central Ohio make up 29% of the population, but account for 38% of the hospitalizations and 33% of the patients who need more serious care. Mayor Andrew Ginther and Council President Shannon Harton points to racist policies in the past that have hurt the progress of African Americans economically and health-wise.
Racist policies from the past were not unique to Columbus. However, I believe by focusing on data and prioritizing investments in our communities, Columbus can change this narrative.
It's part of the reason Columbus Public Health is opening its Public Health Initiative Center to look at the data to figure out how to help communities in need. Their mission is to reduce health inequalities, which will increase life expectancy and raise the quality of life for African Americans. It will also help develop policy to create equity in the city.
Until we address these disparities that exist in this community, there's no way that we can meet our full potential.
Local for you in Columbus, Sean Lanier, NBC4.